BluMetric Environmental Inc. is Canada's premier water solution and environmental consulting company. BluMetric provides a full range of environmental consulting services supported by bespoke engineering solutions for emergency, self-contained, and permanent water systems, and is always mission ready with a full range of in-house support to ensure your mission is a success.
And welcome to the Over the Horizon podcast here at MASS 2023. This podcast is sponsored by our good friends at BluMetric. I'm Alan Dale. With me as always, my good buddy Jerry Crew, and we are Gale Force Winds. It is so exciting to be at day one of the MASS conference, to watch this collaboration between government, industry, and academia. It's going to be a wonderful couple of days, and I can't wait to get into the conversations. Our first guest, Mr. Scott Healey, representing BluMetric. Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself and the company.
Well, thanks very much, Alan and Jerry. And BluMetric is very excited to be collaborating with Akada and Gale Force on MASS 23. Well, BluMetric, is an environmental consulting and clean tech company based out of Ottawa, founded in 1976, and I just joined them in the last 3 months after a long career like yourself and Jerry, involved with the Canadian military, and responsible for building that relationship with BluMetric, both with the public and the private sector. We have a very, very strong base with the Canadian military right now, and we see lots of opportunity to expand what BluMetric can offer the Canadian Armed Forces in the future.
And so BluMetric, Scott, what exactly products and services do they provide?
Well, the environmental consulting, that's self-explanatory. So that was the bread and butter in the early years, and that's how the company was founded. About 20 years ago, moved into the clean tech as the company expanded, and the clean tech involves providing the reverse osmosis systems to the Navy, servicing those systems, the ROPIO systems, which are what the Army uses, and the land forces for emergencies and camp sustainment. So where we see the future of BluMetric is in those, what I'll call portable mobile units that can be used not just to support Canadian Armed Forces and other military operations, but natural disaster and humanitarian relief operations, construction operations, mining facilities, the hydrogen projects that are going to be coming here to Newfoundland. We see those units as being important because they not only can provide the services that those particular industries need, they're environmentally friendly. Mm-hmm. And so we're very, very focused, as you can tell by the name, BluMetric Environmental. So environmental is a very, very important aspect of where we see BluMetric fitting in to the Newfoundland landscape, and here, not just in Newfoundland and Labrador, but also Atlantic Canada.
It's fantastic, Scott. So I believe you guys are new to the Akada organization, right? You're new members to the Atlantic Canadian and Aerospace Defence Association. Tell me what the vision is for Atlantic Canada for BluMetric.
Yes, we just we signed up, and as a naval officer, I have been to MASS. Mm-hmm. So on the opposite side in uniform, I've attended. So this is my first time attending as representing a private entity. And BluMetric sees its engagement in the long haul with Akada and Newfoundland and Labrador and Atlantic Canada as one where we want to put a footprint down. We want to be able to contribute to the development and sustainability of the companies that we want to engage with in the future, and we are very, very focused on shifting, some effort to Atlantic Canada, building up a cadre of experts in the fields of environmental consulting and bespoke engineering of our clean tech industries. So we're very, very enthusiastic. I have a long connection to Newfoundland, both from a military point of view and my wife from here, so it doesn't take much to have her want to come back to Newfoundland with me for any reason. So we're very, very focused as we want to expand our footprint across the country, Atlantic Canada was the first area that we decided to move into.
I know that leading up to the conference, you've been having a number of conversation with government and other industry players. How have you been received as a company looking at Atlantic Canada?
Oh, enthusiastically, and with all kinds of very positive motivations, and it's the culture, and an important point that I see, it's the desire to want to build Newfoundland and Labrador and Atlantic Canada up.
Yeah.
To increase the technology, to increase industry, to get bigger and larger partnerships with private enterprise and government, with more emphasis on private enterprise. Government's great for, in my opinion, a lot of initiatives and a lot of funding, but at the end of the day, it's private industry that's going to drive economic development at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we feel that, again, back to what we can offer, the industries of Newfoundland and Labrador and Atlantic Canada, is a new way of looking at dealing with water technology and waste management of water.
Scott, when you made the decision to sponsor this podcast, it seemed to happen pretty quickly. We're all about thought leadership. It's obvious to me that BluMetric is about thought leadership. What does it mean to you to have your name attached to all of the content that we're going to be producing?
Oh, it means a great lot. It means that we are committed. We're committed to building, as I said earlier, that relationship here in Atlantic Canada, and we want to make sure that BluMetric is seen as being a serious participant in that growth. And I believe that the only way you can do that is really by participating, getting into the game, putting some money on the table, being part of the conversation. And that's what our focus was. And we're not a large company. We see growth, and there will be growth, but we're very, as we would say in our organ, the military, flat. We can go right to the top, get a decision made, and that decision can be executed very, very quickly.
Scott, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the Over the Horizon podcast, and thanks for putting a focus on Atlantic Canada. You're certainly welcome in this part of the world, and we certainly welcome BluMetric. And thanks to the team at BluMetric for bringing this conversation alive.
Well, listen, Alan and Jerry, we are very, very pleased to be working with you and sponsoring this podcast, and we look forward to a long relationship in the future here in Atlantic Canada with Gale Force Winds and Acada and all the other organizations we can get involved with. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Scott. We will do you well for this today.
Thank you.
BluMetric wants to partner and work with Atlantic Canadian industries and organizations who are concerned about the water health of our planet and the people who inhabit it in an environmentally and culturally sensitive manner. BluMetric wants to join the growing number of like-minded, innovative Atlantic Canadian companies who are changing the environmental landscape for the globe in a world-class way.